Hey YouTube, what's up? In JT Sauce Game here to bring you guys a review for One Piece. So let's jump right into this. So I want to start off by saying that One Piece is hitting a point of no return. And I'll go back to this in a moment. But to get into the chapter, basically we see Vivi, we see her father, and they're going to the Reverie. For those of you that don't know, the Reverie is kind of like the United Nations, where a bunch of leaders come together and talk about world problems and how they're going to solve it. The Reverie, unlike the United Nations, the Reverie happens once every 4 years in One Piece, if I remember correctly. So Vivi is going to the Reverie with her father. I kind of actually thought that maybe her father had died before I seen him in this chapter, and I thought that she was going to be the stand-in for her father. I do enjoy the fact that her father is still going, but I kind of wish that Vivi would be the person going herself, because it would show that she's fully matured. It would also show that she would also be queen at that point in time, but they did call her princess, I believe, at the end of the last chapter, so we already knew that she wasn't going to, you know what I'm saying, we already knew she wasn't going to be queen. But we do get to see her. She's still carefree. She looks very good. I've always had a personal bias against Vivi just because a lot of people like to consider her part of the crew. Back in the day when she was heavily with the Straw Hat crew, I never felt that way. I felt like she was a guest. I never felt like she was an honorary crew member. Although, you know what I'm saying, I do accept her bond with the Straw Hat crews, and she was very significant to them and what they were going through at that time. That's just personal stuff. But we do get to see some good comedy. I'm glad that her father, I'm glad that her father could actually be kind of humorous during this time of sickness of him. He still was just like, oh man, I could die any day now. It'd be lovely if my daughter got me a son-in-law. And I'm just like, that sounds like something a father would say, especially that of a king who has a daughter who's not trying to marry right now. I feel like that's something a father would say. And I just thought it was very funny. But moving forward from Vivi, we also go to many different places. King Riku and the king, the king from the One Nation with the King Punch. They're going to the Reverie together. Rebecca and Violet are both going with King Riku. We have a couple other nations that are actually going there as well that we know of. It's a couple that I can't remember the name of. Back on Drum Island, I think there's two sides of the island now. One ruled by Wapo and the other ruled by just like good people. And both sides of the Drum Kingdom are going. We have this one couple that is supposed to be going, I believe. And we don't get to see the guy's face, but we do get to see his wife. I'm assuming that's his queen. They just talked a lot of shit to the people in the hotel that they were staying at, saying how the hotel was kind of crappy and that they were trash and belong there. Something else to note is that everybody going to Marijois wasn't the Holy Land, which is where I believe the Tenryubito as well as the Godosei stay. So that's very interesting. But moving on from that, then we have the Straw Hat crew. So Carrot. I want to know what's going on with Carrot, because Carrot looked like a little kid. She was like Chopper size. And now she's like Nami's size, you know what I'm saying? So she was like short and pudgy, and now she's just long and lengthy. And I'm like, what's going on there? It's a bit of an inconsistency. Does she have some type of power that allows her to like legitimately revert her age or the size of her body to that of a small child through like an adult or something? It's just very interesting. But Carrot snuck on board, and I think Carrot is crazy, and I think that adds right into the Straw Hat type feeling, you know what I'm saying, the feeling that you get from the Straw Crew, because each and every member individually is crazy in some way, shape, or form. So I think Carrot would fit right in. It would also be interesting if she were to join the crew to have a mink there, because then that's even more diverse, and especially when you know that we all know that eventually, unless something happens to, I'm forgetting the name, the fish man. Jinbei. Unless something happens to Jinbei, you know, so he's going to join the crew there. So he's going to join the crew as well eventually. So it's going to be very interesting. But I don't think she will join the crew. I think she just wants to go out on this adventure. But it's very funny how she almost killed Luffy for that carrot. I also find it very interesting that Luffy actually likes vegetables. Luffy does not seem like the kind of person. But the comedy there was really cool. They're on their way to Whole Cake Island, so I can't wait to see that go down. At the end of the chapter, we do get the mink that I believe the dog ended up asking from the dog clan. They actually ended up going with them to keep Peckham's in line. I forget his name, but what ends up happening is he gets a paper, and the headline in the paper is the secret island of the revolutionaries has been destroyed. Now, initially I thought that, oh my God, you know what I'm saying, like the revolutionaries lost the battle. I thought about it and I'm like, no, that may not be the case. Just because your stronghold is destroyed doesn't mean that you lost the battle. For all we know, they could have fought off Blackbeard's crew and still just lost their stronghold. So we don't know. I'm interested to see how that plays out, and I'm interested to see how Luffy reacts to that. But I'm more interested to see how Robin reacts to that, just because Robin was actually with the Revolutionary for so long. I wonder what's going to happen with Sabo, just because it was kind of sort of Sabo's, as well as Koala's fault for not like super checking, you know what I'm saying, the ship that they were on. The fact that Jesus Persia was able to stow away on their ship, and he actually got Blackbeard's, you know what I'm saying, some of Blackbeard's army to attack the island of the revolutionaries. Very interesting. With that being said, this is a great chapter. Nothing but setup, nothing but world building. This reverie is going to end in conflict, and the reason why, because of the Straw Hats. Half of the people at the reverie have been in contact with the Straw Hats. Most of them have been positively affected by the Straw Hats in some way, shape, or form. So they are going to there are going to be half the people there saying, oh yeah, some Straw Hats are cool, and the other half of the people there are going to be like, oh no, we got to destroy the Straw Hats, and that's just going to divide the lines. That's how I feel anyways, but we'll have to see. But that's my review. Thank you all for watching. Comment down below, let me know what you guys thought, and subscribe to my channel for more One Piece content. Alright, peace.